Well, the biggest football game of the year is fast approaching, and WBRE 28 Sports has you covered.
We will have Super Bowl coverage from Jacksonville, Florida all week long. Jason Knapp and Phil Shaner have everything covered, right, Jason?
That week is here, and I know fans are getting fired up for the game. It is the first Super Bowl appearance for the Eagles in 24 years, and our Phil Shaner making his first Super Bowl appearance for us, checking in from Jacksonville after working his way through the annual question and answer fest that is Super Bowl Media Day. Phil?
Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida, the site of Super Bowl 39. It's the Eagles and the Patriots on your sideline, soaring with the Eagles. Our coverage is underway. Hi again, everybody. Good to see you. It is Media Day here, as you can see behind me. What a wild day. 3,500 members of the media here. 1 hour with the Eagles this morning, 1 hour with the Patriots this afternoon. We'll get into that at 6 o'clock. We have a great week of coverage planned for you all week long here from Jacksonville, Florida. Eagle fans from Northeast PA are heading to Jacksonville, and we'll hear from them later in the week. Their Super Bowl stories are coming up. The Eagles cheerleaders will be here cheering on the Birds. We'll introduce you to a few cheerleaders from our area. The turf for the Eagles Patriots for Sunday's game was perfected by the sod god, and he's from Edwardsville, PA. The Eagles strength coach and assistant trainer are from Northeast PA. We'll meet them later. Jopa at the big game for the 35th time in the Super Bowl's 39-game history. At least one Penn State player will be a member of a Super Bowl team. The Penn State Super Bowl connection coming up later in the week. The last Eagles Super Bowl appearance, 1980. Ron Jaworski was the quarterback then. He now owns a golf course in the Hazleton area. We'll talk to Jaws about the Eagles' chances. That's all coming up this week. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll attack Media Day. My first experience at Media Day. We'll show you a special piece of equipment we used to get all the interviews. That's coming up at 6 o'clock. That's the story from Jacksonville, Florida, the site of Super Bowl 39. Phil Shaner, WBRE 28 News.
All right, thank you very much, Phil. Yeah, a lot of nice local ties that we'll be bringing you throughout the week, and the number to remember for the day, 3,500 media members there.
Oh, my goodness.
A sea of humanity.
But I bet we know who's the most excited.
Yeah,
Phil Shaner.
Those guys probably up there, yeah, indeed.
Okay,
all right, Jason, thanks.
Thank you. Well, the most romantic day of the year is fast approaching, but would you like to give your Valentine something more than just plain old chocolate?
Next on WBRE 28.
Now, the Eagles and Patriots arrived in Jacksonville Sunday, but Super Bowl week really not beginning in earnest till today. Super Bowl Media Day. WBRE 28 Sports' Phil Shaner continuing his coverage of the big game, joining us now with all the sights and sound bites from Media Day in Florida. Phil?
Alltel Stadium, the site of Super Bowl 39. The Eagles and the Patriots, as you can see, Media Day was chaos. 3,500 members of the media all trying to get their questions answered. Hi again, everybody. Great to see you as our coverage continues on your sideline, soaring with the Eagles and Media Day, our first here at WBRE Sports for the Super Bowl, and we came prepared. Check out this little device here. This is a mic extender. It goes about 15 feet out to get the interviews for you. Let's see how we did.
Oh, it's overwhelming. There's a lot of media sources here. It's kind of crazy to see how many people are here, but it's a good thing, and I'm glad to be here.
It's fun if you know how to handle it, but then again, for some guys, it can be a distraction. And then again, for some guys who like to self-promote themselves, it may give the other team some bulletin board material and stuff. But besides that, it's come up for what it's worth, and hopefully we don't have to answer nothing, all football questions.
The media attention is huge, obviously, by this thing here. So you're able to kind of coach them up on this. You know, people from all over the world here talking to you. And it's a big national audience, and we have that periodically throughout the week.
Well, look, this is just another game. So there's a lot to this game. We're very respectful of the game, the situation, and the overall interest and attention that the game gets. And so that's part of it. And it's a thrill to be here.
So an hour with the Eagles this morning, an hour with the Patriots this afternoon. It was wild. One of the craziest experiences I've ever been a part of. Our coverage will continue all week long. We featured at 5 o'clock some of the stories we'll do for you coming up this week. Now, coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, a very special story. As far as the field here for Super Bowl 39, a guy from Edwardsville has a lot to do with that and all the previous Super Bowls. Great story coming up at 11 o'clock. That's the story from Jacksonville, the site of Super Bowl 39. Phil Shaner, WBRE 28 Sports. Jason, back to you.
All right, Phil, believe he's talking about the sod god. More of that coming up tonight. Eagles fans can't wait to see more of this. Terrell Owens practicing again today in Florida, then talking about it, question upon question about his recovering ankle. Will he play Sunday? You know, T.O., he's got all the answers.
Finally, what limitations do you have, T.O.? What limitations? What routes can you not run?
The sky's the limit for me. There are no limitations.
T.O., who's going to decide whether or not you play?
God.
And have you talked to God?
I will be here on Sunday. I will play.
Looks like Emmitt Smith won't play anymore. The NFL's all-time leading rusher reportedly ready to announce his retirement Thursday. He'll sign a ceremonial one-day contract with Dallas and retire as a Cowboy, according to the report. This after spending a couple of rather ordinary seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. There's also another report saying that Emmitt could soon become a team owner, linking him to a group that's attempting to buy the Minnesota Vikings. And when the Phillies hit spring training in a couple of weeks, one of their top young pitching prospects won't be there. Cole Hamels out 3 months after breaking a bone in his pitching hand in an altercation in Clearwater, Florida over the weekend. Needs surgery to fix the damage. He's a former #1 draft pick of the Phillies, also missed time last year with other arm trouble, so that's now 2 years of setbacks. If everything had gone on course, he's a guy that you might have been able to see with the Red Barons this season, but the setbacks of last year and this year are going to really temper his progress right now.
Well, and maybe you should talk to T.O. T.O. can
get his doctor going and get him sped up there. It'll be
Right.
amazing if he comes back and he's a factor in the game. That's the big thing. Looks like he'll play. Needs to be a factor.
Okay. Thanks, Jason.
Well, we got off to a chilly start, but the day turned out really nice with sunshine and temperatures in the 30s.
Well, we're in for the rest of the week, and Josh Odell's AccuWeather forecast.
And coming up tonight at 11.
Players, coaches, reporters, photographers, cameras, microphones, questions, answers, all part of Super Bowl Media Day. Our Phil Shaner among the 3,500 members of the press, each getting 1 hour with the Eagles and 1 hour with the Patriots. But one player and one body part garnering the most attention, Terrell Owens and his recovering ankle.
What limitations do you have, T.O.? What limitations? What routes can you not run?
The sky's the limit for me. There are no limitations.
It's overwhelming. There's a lot of media sources here. It's kind of crazy to see how many people are here.
You know, this is just another game, so there's a lot to this game. We're very respectful of the game, the situation, and the overall interest.
Who's going to decide whether or not you play?
God.
And have you talked to God?
I will be here on Sunday. I will play.
Terrell practicing again today, and a guy from our region practicing his trade again this year, protecting his own turf. Phil Shader now with more of WBRE 28 Sports Super Bowl coverage from Jacksonville.
Nighttime in Jacksonville, the smallest city to ever host a Super Bowl. Hi again, everybody. Our coverage continues on your sideline, soaring with the Eagles. Today was Media Day. We got through that. We learned something. A man from Edwardsville is responsible for the playing turf of every Super Bowl ever played. They call him the sod god. Edwardsville native George Toma has prepared the playing field in every Super Bowl ever played. He's come a long way from the first football field he worked on in the Wyoming Valley.
Started out in Artillery Park back in 1942 and used to line Myers High School when I was 14 years old for $25 a field.
Sunday, when we're all watching the game, George is keeping his eyes on his work, the turf.
Actually, I don't watch the game. I watch the footing. My job is to give the players the best possible conditions to perform on. From the preschool all the way up to the professional level, a good, safe field.
George is even a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The sod god says everything he's achieved in his life is a direct reflection of where he grew up, Northeast PA.
I was brought up in the poverty age and the coal mines, so you appreciate everything, and nobody has ever worked for me. They all have worked with me, and I never fired anybody, and I never took an application. I look at you and I say, you're my man, and that's the way we go.
How about that? The sod god in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, an amazing man, and he has this playing surface looking great. 6:30 Sunday, it'll get a test when the Patriots and the Eagles play. That's the story from tonight in Jacksonville. We'll be here all week long with stories about the local ties for this Super Bowl 39 to Northeastern PA. From Jacksonville, Florida, the side of Super Bowl 39, Phil Shaner, WBRE Sports. Jason, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Phil. Well, tomorrow we'll see Phil again. Right now you'll see high school hoops, Hazleton area at Valley West. Zach Cohen, little triple time, quick 8-1 lead for the Spartans. Cougars cut the deficit down. Andy Price, foul line. Jay is on the money. Jostin Avage going to slice it for 2 more. Hazleton wins 62-51. Bishop Hoban and GAR and Hoban doing some serious work. Sean Leary of the steal. In traffic, the pirouettes, yes, and the foul. Hoban rattling off a nice little run, attacking the glass as well. Kyle Flemings with the follow-up here, and Hoban rolls 65-47 over GAR. Tony Battaglia and Scranton High losing last night at Pocono Mountain East, trying to rebound against Scranton Prep. Stefan Draper setting up his man, Antonio Man for Prep. Kurt Walsh. Tough drive here. A little left hand off the window. Knights, though, cooking after that. Off the turnover, Mr. Draper, Stefan scuffing and shouting about it. Scranton winning 71-57. When the Phillies hit spring training in a couple weeks, one of their top young pitching prospects won't be there. Cole Hamel's out 3 months after breaking a bone in his pitching hand in an altercation in Clearwater, Florida over the weekend. Needs surgery to fix the damage. And it looks like the NFL's all-time leading rusher won't be playing anymore. Emmitt Smith reportedly ready to announce his retirement Thursday. Talk of him signing a ceremonial one-day contract with Dallas so he can retire as a Cowboy after a couple of rather ordinary seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. Also a report that Emmitt could become a team owner linked to a group that's attempting to buy the Minnesota Vikings. And then there's another story out there that Emmitt is sort of denying this for the moment. He could be sort of saying, you know, I'm going to retire, so if anybody wants to sign me for one more year, give me a call in the next couple of days. If not, I'm going to hang it up.
We'll sign him up. He won't play football, but we'll put him to work somewhere.
Yeah, we'll find something for him to do, yeah.
In the sports department, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Jason, thanks.
Still to come, Josh and his friend the Groundhog are getting ready for a warm-up.
And him and the rest of the Eagles stay fit. Phil Shaner checks in with that story from Jacksonville as 28 Sports continues soaring with the Eagles in Jacksonville.
The New England Patriots already have 2 Vincent Lombardi trophies. The trophies are made by Tiffany & Company and worth $25,000, but the Eagles, the Vince Lombardi trophy, would be priceless. Hi again, everybody. A very rainy Wednesday afternoon in Jacksonville, Florida, the site of Super Bowl 39. Both teams practicing today, getting ready for Sunday's showdown. Now, they do have some free time. The Eagles' curfew last night was 1 a.m., and the players go out to dinner around Jacksonville. Actually, Donovan McNabb was spotted last night at Outback, and the backup Eagles quarterback, Coy Detmer, he would love to come to Northeast PA and get a slice of pizza.
Duke's, you're right, the cheesesteak pizza, the famous cheesesteak pizza.
Now, how does a West Coast kid like Coy Detmer know about a pizza place in Peckville? You can thank the Eagles' assistant strength and conditioning coach, Tom Canavy, for that. Tom is a proud native of Archibald, and he's turned some Eagles onto our famous pizza.
Duke's, Peckville, Pennsylvania, I'll give them a plug. They've been with us, been with me since the days of Penn State, and back when they had draft day, the years I was at Penn State, they would always send down 10, 20 steak and cheese pizza pies, so they kind of kept that tradition going. They still send them down to training camp. It doesn't jive real well with our nutrition program or our guidelines that the dietitian gives us, but every once in a while you need a good substantial meal from Northeast PA.
Besides the good eats, Tom is a big part of the Eagles' success. They have one of the best strength and conditioning programs in the National Football League. And you know Tom's team will not run out of gas in the fourth quarter. From Cougar Stadium all the way to the Super Bowl, for Tom Canavy. Tom Canavy's hard work may pay off in the game late in the fourth quarter. It may come down to that because you know the Eagles, with their strength and conditioning, will be right there. Now, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, of course, it's National Letter of Intent Day for high school football players. They choose which college they're going to. We'll talk to the University of Notre Dame football coach tonight. He's also the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. That's coming up in 6 when we see you later. From a rainy and cold Jacksonville, Florida, the Eagles and the Patriots in Super Bowl 39 as our coverage continues. I'm Phil Shaner, WBRE 28 News. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Phil. And, of course, he'll have much more tonight and throughout the week.
Real cold,
Super Bowl week, bringing football into focus all over the world. But one coach in Florida this week doing double duty. He's prepping pro players while trying to land some top prep players. Phil Shaner now with the story as he checks in once again from Jacksonville. Phil?
If you were with the Eagles at Super Bowl 15 in New Orleans, you paid $40 for your ticket. If you're coming this weekend to Jacksonville for Super Bowl 39, face value of the ticket, $400 to $500. Hi again, everybody. Great to see you. A rainy day in Jacksonville on this Wednesday as both teams are practicing for the big game on Sunday. This was a very busy day for one man. New England Patriots offensive coordinator Charlie Weis. He's also the head football coach at Notre Dame. And, of course, today was National Signing Day.
Well, we have it all worked out. We talked about that earlier, but basically, I'm going to handle the first part of signing day during media day, and then handle the second part of it after we're done for the day. I got my Notre Dame cell in my left pocket, and I got my personal cell in my right pocket. So they're off right now, in case you're wondering. Okay.
A good thing his phone is off. Nobody has more on his mind this week than Charlie Weis, currently having 2 demanding jobs during Super Bowl week. A lot to worry about.
First of all, I want to get settled in South Bend before I worry about asking some people for their experiences in life. But I mean, right now I'm more concerned about beating the Eagles. I'm worried about signing day. I'm worried about beating the Eagles. I'm worried about getting my wife down on a family plane on Thursday. I'm worried about making sure that they're happy, because if my wife and kids aren't happy, then I'm not happy.
So maybe Charlie has more than just 2 jobs. You can add husband and father to the list. He's been a father-like figure to Tom Brady, a quarterback nobody wanted out of college. Charlie helped turn him into a 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
I mean, Tom will be fine without Charlie Weis, trust me. Okay, when people are coming on Sunday, they're coming to watch Tom Brady. They're not coming to watch Charlie Weis. I mean, they're paying their money to watch him. He'll be fine when I'm gone. I'll miss him more personally than I will professionally.
Well, I'm sure Charlie did pretty well with recruits going to Notre Dame today, but in the future it'll help, especially if he has 3 Super Bowl wins on his resume. Now, coming up tonight at 11 o'clock when our coverage continues, we'll talk to a Penn State Nittany Lion, a former Nittany Lion that'd like to keep a streak going of Penn Staters winning the big game. That's tonight at 11. Again, from a rainy Jacksonville, Florida, Super Bowl 39, the Patriots and the Eagles. I'm Phil Shaner, WBRE Sports. Jason, we'll talk to you tonight.
Phil, thank you very much. Well, no Notre Dame or Penn State kids among our crop of football signees today, but lots of top talent from around the region unveiling their future football plans. Kurt Mattis putting pen to paper this morning. The lineman keeping a Western theme, going from Valley West to Northwestern of the Big Ten.
Big Ten's one of the best, if not the best, conferences in the country, and it'd just be a great place for me to, I don't know, just be a great place to play.
Shenandoah Valley's Frank Cardiff taking his large frame to the Big East Conference, signing with West Virginia. Central Columbia's Asay Sunday ready to run into Villanova's program, and at Lakeland, fullback Joe Tuzzi locking in his plans to play at Akron.
I'm quite confident in my decision. I mean, from the first time I was out there in the summer, I just had a gut feeling, and I'm really excited to go there.
Small school power Southern Columbia and Mount Carmel represented. Wide out DB Zach Allen bound for Bucknell, while big Bob Ademeyer of Southern will block and tackle now at Maine. Mount Carmel scatback Drew Letkavage racing off to William & Mary, while Red Tornado and Sean Fracalosi going to Northeastern. Scott Novak ready to man the line at Lehigh. Bishop Hoban also with some 1AA signees. Fullback Jeff Milet off to Lafayette. Running back linebacker Brian Ostrowski, and Ivy Leaguer at Cornell.
I'm really excited about the potential in the team and in the program for the next couple of years. It seems a bright future. They have a great recruiting class this year.
Some other kids from around the region ticketed for college programs across the country, including Shane Smith from Honesdale, spent a year at prep school, now going to Central Florida, and some Lackawanna kids. Verdetto of Old Forge headed to Charleston Southern, and some other Lackawanna Falcons. Garrett Klein, Littleton Wright headed to North Carolina State. We'll also mention some field hockey girls at 550. So a lot of kids and a lot of parents really happy today as those kids signed scholarship papers to play and continue their education.
Such an exciting time.
Yeah, we really have some great athletes around here.
Yeah, and it's fun to track them over the next few years. Yeah.
Okay, Jason, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, coming up tonight at 11, Martha Stewart hired by NBC to say you're fired.
That story coming up.
The Super Bowl countdown continues for the Eagles and Patriots. Our Phil Shaner there every step of the way in Jacksonville. And tonight, keeping count of a nifty little streak involving Nittany Lions. Phil now fills us in from Florida.
Wednesday night in Jacksonville, you're looking at Alltel Stadium, the home of Super Bowl 39, the Eagles and the Patriots. Hi, everybody. Good to see. Our coverage continues on your sideline, soaring with the Eagles. Today is signing day when high school players put their name on a piece of paper to go to the college of their choice. At 6 o'clock, we talk to the new Notre Dame coach, current New England Patriots offensive coordinator Charlie Weis. Tonight, we focus in on Penn State. Penn State with a good recruiting class today, but they have a nice streak of Super Bowl runs right here in the big game. For the 35th time in Super Bowl's 39-game history, at least one of Joe Paterno's players will be a member of the Super Bowl championship team. Eagles running back Eric McCoo and Patriots practice squad player Justin Kirpakis are Penn State proud. McCoo lettered for the Nittany Lions from 1998 to 2001 and is the 10th leading career rusher at PSU. He wants a Super Bowl ring.
This is an exciting experience. I mean, to be here and be a part of a special team and just to be on the greatest show on earth. I mean, this is what you live for. This is what you play the game for. So it's real exciting.
Penn State is tied 8th nationally with 35 of Coach Paterno's former players on NFL rosters.
There's Penn State guys everywhere. Everyone I meet. I mean, I've already met 3 reporters that's from Penn State, you know, just coming up to let me know they're from Penn State. We're everywhere. So we have a lot of people out there, and it's good to see.
I told McCoo that Joe Pa is planning on coming to this weekend's Super Bowl.
I didn't know that. He didn't call me for tickets.
Well, McCoo isn't getting Coach Paterno those tickets. I believe Andy Reid is leaving Joe Paterno, his grandsons, 4 tickets for Sunday's big game. Now, tomorrow, the local fans from Northeast PA will be arriving in Jacksonville, and, of course, we'll be talking to them and telling you their story of how they got the tickets and how excited they are about the big game on Sunday. That's the story from now in Jacksonville, Florida, the home of Super Bowl 39. Phil Shaner, WBRE 28 Sports. Jason, back to you now.
All right, Phil, thank you very much. Of course, he mentioned signing day. Penn State and Notre Dame reeling in some top talent. Lots of kids around our region unveiling their future football plans today as well. Kurt Mattis putting pen to paper this morning. The lineman keeping a Western theme, going from Valley West to Northwestern of the Big Ten.
Big Ten's one of the best, if not the best, conferences in the country, and it'd just be a great place for me to, I don't know, just be a great place to play.
Shenandoah Valley's Frank Cardiff taking his large frame to the Big East Conference, signing with West Virginia. Central Columbia's Asai Sunday ready to run into Villanova's program, and at Lakeland, fullback Joe Tuzzi locking in his plans to play at Akron.
I'm quite confident in my decision. I mean, from the first time I was out there in the summer, I just had a good feeling, and I'm real excited to go there.
Small school power Southern Columbia and Mount Carmel represented. Wide out DB Zach Allen bound for Bucknell, while Big Bob Ademeyer of Southern will block and tackle now at Maine. Mount Carmel scatback Drew Letkavage racing off to William & Mary, while Red Tornado and Sean Fracalosi going to Northeastern. Scott Novak ready to man the line at Lehigh. Bishop Hoban also with some 1AA signees. Fullback Jeff Milet off to Lafayette. Running back linebacker Brian Ostrowski, and Ivy Leaguer at Cornell.
I'm really excited about the potential in the team and in the program for the next couple of years. It seems a bright future. They have a great recruiting class this year.
Can't forget the ladies, members of Crestwood State Championship field hockey team signing. Lissa Munley, Caitlin McCurdy off to Big Ten Power Iowa, Eric Sewage to Richmond, Jennifer Macri on the way to Mercyhurst. All the kids we've mentioned, and many more we didn't, are going to represent our region at the next level. At the arena, the Penguins with the first of 5 straight at home. Darcy Robinson doing some rough stuff against Bridgeport on the power play. Chris Beach, the slapper from the point. Maxime Talbot deflects it in front. Marc-Andre Fleury gets the shutout. Hens win 3-zip. They host Hershey Friday. College hoop in the crosstown showdown. Kings at Wilkes. Brian Horgan, his fadeaway range. It's so nifty. John Yanello can stroke it from outside too, but Kings gets it done inside. Marty O'Hora. Kings wins by 10. Monarchs' 5th straight win over Wilkes. Like homing at the long center to visit Scranton. Pat Clavey on the take for the Royals. For Lyco, Jonathan Pribble, one of the best shooters in the MAC. We got to look out for him on the inside too. Reverse there, 27 for Pribble. Season high 30 though for Brian O'Donnell. Scranton needs all those points, outlasting Lyco in overtime, 77-75. The Lady Royals of Scranton keep chugging along as well. Taryn Melody, 2 of her game-high 16 Lady Royals cruise 74-36. And back at Kings, the Lady Monarchs motoring as well against Wilkes. Lauren Bonanni sticks the jumper. Beth Jordan following up with another hoop. Lady Monarchs 77, Wilkes 26. Bob Sura back in Philly in his home state tonight against the Sixers. 10 points, 6 assists as the Rockets kill Philadelphia tonight.
You can feel, by the way, that at the Super Bowl, it's getting close.
Yeah, just starting to tighten up a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay, except Phil Shaner. He's not getting
he's
tight.
having a good time, yeah.
He's pretty loose.
He is. Okay. Thank you, Jason. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Our coverage of Super Bowl 39 continues tonight as we follow the Philadelphia Eagles on their way to victory in Jacksonville.
And Jason Knapp is here now with what the WBRE sports guys have been up to in the Sunshine State.
Well, first of all, I'm a little hungry after seeing all that stuff getting ready. Of course, the Eagles probably won't be dining on that as they are in training mode getting ready for this week. And a guy who is in charge of helping keep the Eagles healthy, he hails from Hazleton. Phil Shader with his story as he continues soaring with the Eagles at the Super Bowl. Phil?
Great to see another rainy day in Jacksonville, Florida. Today was the final day that the players were going to talk to the media. And, of course, everyone talking all week. The big question on the talk radios and everywhere else, is T.O. going to play on Sunday? He says he is. There's really only a handful of guys for the Eagles that really know just how healthy T.O. is. And one of them is from Hazleton.
Thankfully, we're actually healthy right now, with one exception, which you hear about every day about 20 times a day, and that's fine. But no, we're relatively healthy, so we're just going with the flow and doing the best we can.
Hazleton's Eric Sugarman is assistant trainer with the Eagles, and he's not talking about T.O., but he will talk about his hometown of Hazleton and how a guy goes from taping ankles of Hazleton area high school players to working on the best athletes in the world.
It's surreal. It doesn't even feel like it's real. It's really cool. I've thought about it and a lot, obviously, and been doing this for 8 years in the NFL, and to be here, it's really cool.
Any message to the folks back home in Hazleton area?
Nah, just root for the Eagles. We got to get a ring.
All right. Well, Eric wouldn't give me any inside information about T.O. I don't know if he's maybe telling some friends back in Hazleton or not, but we'll find out on Sunday just how healthy T.O. is. Of course, that's the big story all week long here at Super Bowl 39. Jacksonville's been pretty quiet the last couple of nights, but the next few nights it's supposed to pick up. One of the cruise ships actually is in. Overflow at the hotel. So cruise ships coming in with all the people coming down for the weekend here at Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of fans from northeastern PA, they're on their way down here. We'll have their stories in the next couple of days. Coming up tonight at 6, much more from Jacksonville, Florida. On your sideline coverage rolls on. I'm Phil Shader, WBRE 28 News. Guys, back to you.
All right, Phil, thank you very much. You know, for a trainer, too, this is the biggest event. Yeah. You want to be at the top of your profession. You're getting those guys ready for the biggest game, so a nice honor for him as well.
I keep thinking of Mick in the Rocky movies in the silent Rocky. But Sugarman family, well known in the Hazleton area. It's good. They have the best. He's the best.
Yeah, I wish them and the Eagles well this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Jason. Well, it's no Super Bowl, but it is a pretty big deal in Germany.
The carnival that
Eagles fans hoping to celebrate a win this weekend in the Super Bowl. And a guy from our region busy coordinating what could be the Eagles' greatest victory celebration ever. Our Phil Shaner fills us in on that, plus a Beatle with the Eagles, and more with Phil from Jacksonville.
A couple of hard days nights in Jacksonville for the Super Bowl. Paul McCartney, the Super Bowl 39 halftime entertainment. Of course, they had to go with Paul McCartney after last year's debacle with Janet Jackson. Hi again, everybody. Still raining in Jacksonville, Florida. The final day, the players address the media as they get their game faces on for Sunday's big game. Organizing a halftime entertainment show is very big for the National Football League. Actually, all the organization down here this week at a lot of levels, very difficult. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, they go to one guy for their organization, and that's a local guy, a man from Carbondale.
You guys are talking about the initial crush of people coming in Thursday?
Len Bonacci is his name, and he spent a lot of time on the cell phone this week. The Carbondale native is the Eagles' director of corporate events. His main job is to make sure the players and family and friends are having a good time this Super Bowl weekend.
Okay.
850 people are coming in tomorrow, so we have to make sure that the charters are where they're supposed to be, the buses are where they're supposed to be, bring everybody over, and we have staffs that coordinate each of those individual areas. We're kind of acting like the conductor conductor to keep everybody singing from the same sheet of music.
Len is currently planning a Super Bowl post-game party for 3,000 people. If you think that's hard work, you should see him on game day in Philadelphia when the Eagles are home.
You're kind of the mayor of a small city. There's 68,000 people coming to the game, and my responsibilities begin at the parking lot. I mean, everybody that comes in, the people that work there is my staff. The people on the ticket gates that greet you as you come and scan your ticket, that's my area. When you come in, the security, the police, the medical, the fire, some of the concessions pieces. I work very closely with the concessions as far as the suites and the regular areas go.
So Len organizing the post-game celebration. The Eagles, the only post-game celebration they want is inside Alltel Stadium. They want that Super Bowl 39 trophy. So that's it from Jacksonville. Hopefully this rain will stop. About 68 degrees and sunny. That is the forecast for Super Bowl Sunday when they kick it off between the Eagles and the Patriots. Much more coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. The local fans, they're working their way down here. We'll talk to them in the upcoming days. Jason, that's the story as our On Your Sideline coverage soaring with the Eagles continues from Jacksonville, Florida. I'll see you later tonight.
All righty, Phil. Eagles with another workout in Florida today, fine-tuning the game plan, and the Eagle players sort of fine-tuning their jabs at everybody who doesn't believe that they can win this thing.
You know, we've been underdogs even on PlayStation games. I mean, you know, we just can't win anything right now, and the game hasn't even been played yet.
What is your prediction for the game?
Obviously to win it. You know, when you get down here, that's why I came here. I'm in it to win it.
Now, the Patriots practicing as well. Tom Brady working out despite the death of his 94-year-old grandmother last night. Brady says his family is tending to that while he continues to prep for the Pats game Sunday against the Eagles. The NFL's all-time leading rusher will rush no more. Emmitt Smith calling it a career. After spending the last 2 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals, Emmitt retiring as a Dallas Cowboy, the team he won 3 Super Bowl titles with in 13 years in Dallas. And Smith's emotions overflowing as he read a thank you list to some of his former teammates.
Rodney Peete, Randall Cunningham, and Daryl Johnston. I thought I could make it.
Thought he could make it through, and that's one of the few things he didn't make through. He used to run through a lot of people along the way, but you got to sit there and imagine going back over all those names and all those memories and trying to do that in front of cameras and everybody else. An emotional day for Emmitt.
15 years, and what a great career. 3 Super Bowl championships, and, you know, good stuff.
Yeah, certainly has nothing to complain for. A lot of accomplishments there.
And I think he handled it well. I mean, at least he had a sense of humor, but just kind of kept on through the emotion.
Yeah, it's tough. It's kind of what we got to do when things don't go right.
No
Just got to
kidding.
keep plugging along, get through there.
Just that some folks don't see the tears after the show.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, Josh Hodell has another look at our forecast next.
And